Come here. Welcome to the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, live every Sunday on Leicester Fan TV. Come on, you Foxes. Good morning, Foxes. How the devil are you? How's your weekend been so far? How's your week off from Championship football? It's a bit boring, isn't it, when there's no games to talk about? Well, you know what day it is. It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m, the summer hours. So it's time for the Famous Foxes Aftermath Show, run by the fans for you fans out there. And you know what? Your opinion matters. So get them comments in. Let's get going. It's kick-off time. Come on, you Foxes.
The Leicester City machine is on the march again.
Leicester Fan TV presents ever fan discussions, match analysis, and engaging with Leicester fans worldwide. We want your views live. Thanks to our sponsors, Evrod's, Follow Blinds, Pocker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Newbie & Co, and the Foxes Arms and Rainbows. We are live in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all, how the devil are you? I hope you're well, I hope you're good. I put a few mornings up already. Morning, Derek. Well, I've been trying to work out what to talk about today. And so far, look, my notes, I've got not a lot to talk about. I mean, it's a wide bit of paper. We might talk about Leeds. You never know. We might talk about Leeds, who they fail. They predicted a riot, but hopefully they fail. So I'm going to bring Reedy in after he's had his cup of tea and his 4 Weetabix like he normally has every morning. Can't hear you. Morning, Judy. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning. That's better. That's better. Who will win the playoffs? We had this conversation yesterday, but we're actually at the playoffs last week. We had this conversation last week. I'm going for Southampton. That's what I'm going to go for, Southampton. Reedy, who are you thinking apart? Sorry, I was reading that comment by Gareth Taylor. Leeds are falling apart again.
I think for me, as much as we all like to take the piss out of Leeds, I think Leeds will do it. I think they've got the best quality. Obviously, I know it's not all about the quality in the playoffs. It's all about who's got the fight and desire. But I don't know. I think this Leeds have too much in them compared to everyone else. So for me, yeah, they probably will go for me.
Phil's going for West Brom. Phil made a good comment. We'll come on to the playoffs in a minute. It might take a bit longer than I thought. Re-signing. There's about 6 or 7, really, re-signed that are out of contract. We'll start with, I think, the obvious ones. Nacho. I can't see Nacho re-signing, can you? There's rumours that he might be... There's a rumour about Rangers, going to Glasgow Rangers. I'm not sure about that.
I think he'd be a kind of good fit there, to be honest. I think they've got another Nigerian striker there. I think his name's Deserts or something. But yeah, someone like him. Again, I don't know if that is true of what Phil's just said there, but
I haven't heard that one. When was that about? Yesterday?
It was a few weeks ago actually.
Oh, right.
He got off a 65k contract, but I don't see why really, because he's not really been used at all this season. Obviously, yes, again, from his stats saying he has started or played 26 games, but I can't remember many of them. But yeah, I think after the last like 20 games, we've kind of said that he's kind of head's gone. He probably shouldn't be here next season.
He was hardly used, was he? He was hardly used whatsoever. Hold on a minute, sorry. I've just messed up. I've pressed the wrong button. Dennis Pratt is another one that I think is going to go, isn't he? I can't see Dennis Pratt staying. He's just not getting enough game time at all, is he?
See, for me, I think one of the players that I think we've really missed in that squad that we've been playing with is him. Because, don't get me wrong, indeed he's done decent in that more advanced attacking role this season. But when you're playing with a full team in this system as well, you need someone who can pass the ball in that attacking minded role. And for me, that's the best one we've got without signing someone is probably Dennis Pratt. But and Enzo was using him in the pre-season. If I can remember rightly, like I say, against like Northampton, against Burton. So I don't see what changed with him. I think he maybe got injured at some point and he kind of lost his place. But yeah,
he got injured, didn't he? He had that back injury and he was out for like a stress fracture.
Yeah, so I think that's what kind of hit him because he was playing in that role before. Indeed, he did come in. So it's here or there, but like I say, I can't see him staying because I just don't think he'll get the game time.
And then you've got Mark Albrighton. He actually said he's 99.9% sure he won't be signing. So there's still a very, 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 very slim chance. Ole! How unprofessional is that? I never turn my phone off. I should do. Very slim chance he might. But Mark Albrighton, legend, isn't he? He's done 10 years at the club. Absolutely fantastic what he's done. He deserves a new contract somewhere else, I think. So he's not going to get much game time at all with us in the Premiership. I very much doubt he'll get any game time in the Premiership. So he deserves to go somewhere, play some games. Because at his age, he needs to be playing, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think you probably would say maybe Championship is probably his level now, as much as it sounds hard to say. But I did say the last couple of games after, you know how much I'm not a big fan of Mavididi recently, that at this point I'd rather keep Albrighton over Mavididi at this point because we know what he's going to give us.
Yeah, there is that. I can understand where you're coming from. That if you're not, because Mark Albrighton get past his man, put the cross in. Mavididi, you're not quite sure what he's going to do. Is he going to go down the left? Is he going to cut inside? Is he going to attack the player? Is he going to put the ball in the top corner? Is he going to put the ball in the top corner of the stand? You're just not sure what you're going to get. But I do 100% agree about Mark, but I just think his time's come to an end now, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's getting there now, isn't he? He's won the last two. He's one of the last two.
Andy Meadows, yes, good idea, but he's only 34, is he? Something like that?
Yeah.
And he needs game time, doesn't he? So he's not going to finish now. Another one we've got to speak about, there's a few more. Yannick Vestergaard. He's out of contract this year. I know the big Dane is your absolutely super, well, apart from Dakar, he's your absolutely superstar. Are we going to re-sign him?
I hope so. People have been saying about he's too slow for the Prem, all this, all that. But for me, he was under a different system. He was playing in quite a high line with Rodgers. He was always put on in times where we were late in the game, we were winning or drawing, and he got brought on to keep the team solid, and then you concede straight away, and people blamed him for it. So I think he'll do a lot better in this system when it comes to going into the Premier League. But if you can find someone better who can play like and who can do what Vestergaard can do, then yes, let him go and find that new person. But for me, he's been instrumental this season to why this system has worked a lot better than what it could have been. So, yeah.
On that point, let's bring young Tom in. Tom, how the devil are you, pal? Are you good?
Good morning, chaps. You all right?
You're not doing the shopping today? Oh, it's just outside your car today?
Been out mowing, lads. Bit of mowing on a Sunday morning.
He's been doing his grass levelling technician job. We're just talking about releasing players. We're just talking, who's need to be re-signed, Tom. I don't know whether you've caught what Reedy said about Vestergaard. He's very fundamental to this system, but do you think it will work next year in the Premier League with Vestergaard being the main man in the middle?
It's a tricky situation, eh? We've seen Vestergaard in the Prem and you've seen it doesn't work all the time. But I think the way with the Enzo ball, the way he plays out from the back, he's a ball-playing defender. There's not many of them around to sign if you're unsure for the money we'll be able to sign players for. I think you've got to try and sign Vestergaard. You've got to build the team around the spine, what we had last season. And that was Mads, Vestergaard, Winks, Dewsbury Hall and Vardy. You then have to build the rest of the team around them. That's the spine, the core of that team that got us ticking. You've got to then go out and find the rest of the pieces to do the job in the Premier League. And most of the team we've got there, I think Wilfred Ndidi is a key part of that team, if I'm honest with you. he's someone you have to sign up for another year, 2 years maybe. Lost my hat.
He's working, Matthew. He's working. He's sweating. He can't wear his special hat.
Hold on. I'll put the other hat on today then, yeah? Better.
You look like Reedy with his earphones on.
But yeah, I think you've got to try and keep Vestergaard. You've got to try and keep Ndidi. I think, if I'm honest, Iheanacho can go with, all the blessing of the club. He's made history, and we'll miss him when he's gone, his T-shirt said. I don't think we'll miss him when he's gone, sadly. I don't think we've seen enough to justify it. Keeping another 60 grand a week. His record in the Premier League isn't good enough. So, but Vestergaard, sign a new deal, keep him in there, and build a team around him for me.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring Chris in. Chris joined. We'll get Chris' views on. Where's your hat, Chris? Normally, you could pull out a hat somewhere, couldn't you?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a load of hats to wear. We're talking about re-signing players. One of the main ones is Jamie Vardy, Chris. He's got to re-sign, surely. They've got to give him a year's contract, surely.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody keeps mentioning about his age, but I keep bringing up Calvin Phillips. He kept on playing till he was 40. So, and Vardy's still scoring goals. He's still keeping us in the double figures every season. So, yeah, definitely give him another season.
He'll still score goals, won't he, Tom, in the Premier League?
Most definitely will score goals. He ain't going to be able to do the running like he can in the Championship. I don't think that's his game now. But I think Emdo's shaped his game now for being in and around the penalty area, making the occasional runs in behind to free up space. But he isn't doing the long bursts and runs into the corner flag anymore, and that's his game's gone. But, he knows where the net is. He's a fox in the box. He's a Paul Dickoff. He knows where to be at the right time and just put the ball in the back of the net. And he's probably the difference for us probably staying up next year, in my view. Having a strike, going into Premier League and having a striker with that much experience. If you look at the teams that have gone up last season, Sheffield United, Luton, and Burnley, they didn't have a proven goal scorer in that division. We've got a proven goal scorer. That's the difference for me is going up this season. You go up with someone who's played the Premiership for that many years and got that many goals in it. You don't lose it, and you know where the space in the Premier League. There is space in the Premier League. You get more time, so I think he'll be all right next season.
What about Wilf? What do you think about Wilf, Reedy? There's rumours that he's had a new contract offered, and they're in talks about a new contract. Wilf's another man that we need to keep, especially in this new position we've got, this high 80 plays in, Reedy.
Obviously Tom said he said he was instrumental in our team, but for me, I feel like he's been, again, we all know where he used to play, and I feel like he just doesn't suit that 8 role as much as I know someone else could do. So don't get me wrong, I'd be happy to keep him because he is still that high level quality player, even if he is out of position for me. But yeah, again, as long as the contract's low enough, as in not stupidly wages, but yeah, for me, it's a here or there. If we can't get him on a lowish contract, then I'm more than happy to try and find somebody who's probably more creative in that role.
Yeah, I think that's what we've lacked, Chris, haven't we? Some creative midfielder in that role. It's okay having the two high 8s as Dewsbury Hall and Wilf, but the creativity lacks a little bit, doesn't it, Chris?
Yeah, very much so. And it also makes it very sort of obvious what we're doing. We do that, put it out and block it. So, we need people that we can rely on for a plan B in a sense. And also, I completely agree with we need people that can do set pieces. 100%. Our corners have been shocking.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying we need a set piece specialist. There's not many of them around. There's only like James Ward-Prowse, Tom, isn't there? The one that you can really call a set piece specialist. I don't think we would ever be able to get his kind of money. But where, Tom, do you think we could improve on what we've got? Because the one about bringing Soumare back from Seville and playing him. Because Enzo said that after the Ipswich game, we needed something different. And I think he was talking about Soumare in that different kind of role.
He's a player that can play, in my view. He's a brawler. He's someone who can boss the midfield. He's a beast. He's a big man. So that we've lacked in this midfield this year. Let's not get it wrong. Harry Winks and Ricardo class on the ball, but they don't win anything in the air. They don't win duels, and they can get beaten sometimes. Look, a lot of people have written off Buaku Samari. I think there's a quality little player in there. I think we haven't seen it yet. I think we've seen glimpses of what he can do. We saw it last season, the goal against Wolves for Cassagna, the little 1-2s, the balls through the midfield. He can play. He's got an eye for a pass. You know, you're talking about number 8. Why couldn't you push him up into that play, an area of the pitch? You know, you also could think, well, what's the chances of him playing if Winks wasn't fit and available? We've always said that's been the biggest worry, that if you lose Winks, you're losing someone around that area. Well, you've got someone possibly could go into that and do a job. It's going to be an interesting summer. We know we're going to be up against it. We're not denying that financially. We haven't got the money out to go and spend stupid money this year. But we're going to have to look what you've got in the house. And if you've got a player who's been playing for Seville most of this season, he doesn't play for Seville most of this season by being a poor player. I think you've got to give him time to come back in and see what, you know, Marcelo and Enzo, what he really thinks of him. Give Enzo time to look at him pre-season and see if he fits the Premiership for me. He might not fit the Championship. We will never know. But I think you've got to give him the summer now to see if we can get him into a contender, because he's still young. He's only, 25, 26?
Yeah, still got the best years ahead of him.
Exactly. So why not take a chance on him? Because, like I said, we haven't got money to throw a burn. So we've got to, but what money we have got, we've got to use very wisely in building this squad to keep in the Premier League.
Yeah. I saw a comment earlier from Nick saying sell Suter, Chris Jansen, Dakar and Sumari. Do you think that's right to get rid of all them 4, or do any deserve to come back and see if they can integrate them back into the team?
I think Suter just won't fit this system now. Again, we brought him in last season to try and bolster that defence, and I think he did quite well for a few games, but yeah, he just isn't the level we need him anymore. We can go back to a Championship squad and just because it's good for them. Christiansen, again, just won't fit the system at all. Again, we don't play with an actual fullback. We play with kind of inverted fullbacks with going into centre-back role when we're in the attack. So he wouldn't suit. But for me, and people are going to slate me completely for this, and people think I'm saying it just because I love him, but Daka, for me, if you don't need to buy new strikers, you've got 4 already. If you're losing Kel, if you don't get Vardy, which again I think we will get him, but there's a chance of not. You've obviously got Cannon, who we bought for 5 years. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a massive need to spend any money on a striker if you've already got 2 or 3. Unless one of them goes to make it only 2 strikers, for me, I feel like it might be a bit of a waste in a way. Yeah. And people are going to say that Daka's shit and whatnot, but I think you've got to do, like Tom says, you've got to be spending that money wisely. You can't just be splashing out on players that you just I don't think you really, really need.
Phil says about Thomas, but I'm sure Thomas is one out of contract. I'm sure he's out of contract this summer, I think. No, Tom, am I wrong there?
He's got 1 year left.
Oh, has he got 1 year left?
Look at his helmet wobbling.
Yeah, he's got 1 year left. He's there's a lot of talk about, that was the end of Thomas. No, he's technically still, I think there was what triggered in his contract or so. He's still got 1 year left, what I know of.
Well, it made me laugh, though. Have you seen the England sticker book for the Euros? He's in it.
How did Luke Thomas get in the England sticker book?
He's not played in his national game yet, but he's still got in the England sticker book.
I think it's because I think he's played under the under-19s, isn't he?
Under 21s.
Under 21s, that's it, yeah.
Chris, Callum Doyle. Is he the right fit for us? Do you think we ought to try and sign Callum Doyle? Or is he a proper Man City player that will just drop into their team no matter what?
I think he is good enough. Absolutely, I do believe that the stats speak for themselves. When he did play, more often than not, I won't say all the time, but more often than not, we kept a clean sheet. So it was a case of definitely he's one of those players that's a hard grafter. I will grant that 100%. He partners up with Vestergaard very well. So, yeah, I would say go for it.
Yeah, good. I thought, hold on, what's Annie Meadows? I thought it was called Panini, not pathetic. Well, yeah. It was a bit pathetic. He's on about the stickers there, isn't he? Maybe Doyle, another loan. I'm not sure Not sure Man City would want to loan into another Premiership club, Tom, do you think? It'd be more of a Championship club if he gets another loan for Doyle.
You'd like to think if we could get him back on loan, it would be a good option. You ain't going to buy him. Man City aren't going to sell him at the moment. They'll sell him in a couple of years' time once his value's gone up just from playing in the Championship or, low in the Premier League. He might get a game. Obviously, I think Luton had a defender on loan this year from Man City. So, look, if there's an option there, would you take him? Of course you would. We've seen what he can do. Yeah, he's a little bit slow on that left-hand side if he gets caught out, but he can read the game very, very well not to get caught out when he is on form. But I think we've seen glimpses of what he can do. I don't think we've seen his full potential, and I don't think we see the full Callum Doyle that was playing at Coventry, who played a full season in his prime every single week. So it'd be nice to have him back if we can get him. And I think the loan market is going to be big for us this year, definitely with players coming in.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading this comment from Chapster. I think it's about you, Cham. It's a headset day for Tom and for Reedy, Tom, and Phil Upton's profile pic. They're loving your headset, Tom, anyway. They're all loving that. That's for Sammy Smoddocks, Reedy. What do you think to him from Blackburn? Do you think he's worth a dabble, or do you think he'll go to a bigger club?
Mate, if we could get him, I'd be absolutely shocked because I think they'd be wanting too much for him, and I think he would be going. I think, in my eyes, I think he'd suit somewhere like a West Ham because I think that's the sort of level he probably would go to. And like I say, he might not hit the ground running like he has done in the Championship this season, but yeah, it'd be one where I would look to try and get, but I think he'd just be priced out
20
for us.
million.
He's not on an end of contract, is he?
I don't think he is, no.
So I've just seen that on F3.
No, 20 million. Blackburn wanting 20 million. Blackburn have said they want for him.
See,
no way we're spending 20 million next season. We haven't got the money.
Well, it's sort of in our wheelhouse, that price, but we just haven't got the money, have we, for that?
You could buy You could buy 2 or 3 players for that price.
Well, yeah.
I don't want him because he's a former posh man.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't say that. That's like when we bought Stevie Howard from Derby. You can't. Oh, I don't want him because he's from Derby. Or Matt Oakley, we don't want him because he's from Derby. You can't say that.
Gareth Williams from Forest. Alan Rodgers.
Yeah, we didn't really want him because he was from Forest. He weren't that good, was it? To be honest. Playoffs. I know it's not for us. The playoffs. We're already up. All the others have failed to get up. Leeds, Norwich, Southampton, and West Brom. Tom, who's your money on in the playoffs, pal?
Sorry, did you say Leeds? Leeds are falling
apart again. Go on then, Tom.
I'm going to go with Southampton. I think they beat Leeds on their final day of the season. I know that they lost to us, but let's not go wrong. They've got a very good team. They've got a lot of strike force there. And one bad game against us, I still think they're the team to watch. West Brom are off the boil completely. I know they beat Preston on the final day, but anyone was beating Preston in the last few games. And I was speaking to my mate, he's an Albion fan, he even said they've got no chance of going up, and if they go up, they'll just get absolutely battered. And as for Norwich, no one wants to go there. So, I don't want them to come up. It's too far to go. We've got enough with one trip down to Ipswich without having to go to that far at the end of the country again. So I'll have Southampton. It's local to me as well. It's only 2.5 hours.
Yeah, local. Yeah, brilliant.
Well, I said Southampton. I said Southampton to Reedy earlier on. But yeah, so I'm sticking with Southampton. I think with their last result against Leeds, the confidence will be high. Oh no, Aggie, you did have to ruin it, didn't you? What day is it? Look what day it is, 2013.
Shh, we don't talk.
It don't matter. It don't matter. We're in the Premier League now.
I know, but you don't want to be reminded of that, Aggie. It's the old moment.
I was there. I will not forget it. But let's not forget that was history, and that made us what the team went on to win the Championship, the Premiership, an FA Cup, a Community Shield, and then Championship again. If we'd gone
up that year, we'd have come straight back down. I don't think we were good enough that year.
Oh no, we didn't have the squad. We didn't have the fight and hunger in it. Pearson got that from that game. Built that club and built us up.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
Talk about
really? Yeah, no one wants to talk about that one, although Tom just went through the whole day of what happened. Chris, playoffs. Come on then, pal. Who's your money on?
I've been saying Southampton right from the off, but I now have a sort of inky feeling it's going to be Norwich. I don't know why. Generally, like throughout the thing, I was like, "Oh, Southampton are going to win the playoffs, no doubt about it." But now I just can't shake the feeling that Norwich. It's just I don't know why. I generally don't know why.
Yeah, for me, so it's me and Tom Southampton. Chris went for Norwich. Reedy, who did you say earlier on, pal?
I think Leeds will have too much in them. I think after this season they've had, I can't see any difference. Again, people will say Leeds falling apart, but they were close to doing what they could do to try and get automatic. So I think they've got every chance in it. And as well, one of my mates is a Leeds fan, so I'm not supporting them, but I'd like to see them back. I'd like to see them come back up. I'd like to see them come back up in a way. I don't know. Make the league more interesting.
So I think we've all actually discounted West Bromwich Albion completely. Not one of us has said it. There's a couple in the chat. I think Phil said West
I think they're the
Brom.
worst. I think they're the worst team out of the four. So
yeah, but what a lineup for the playoffs though.
Yes.
4 ex-Premiership teams that are decent teams in the Championship. I don't think there's been a stronger playoff semi-final group for ages, has there, Tom?
Oh no, God! If you think about last year, I mean, Cov and Luton, you wouldn't have expected that at the beginning of the season with the amount of good teams that were down there and stayed down there this season.
Weren't Middlesbrough in it last year as well in the semi-finals?
Got knocked out to Cov, didn't they? So, yeah, and Sunderland. That says it all. They were the 4 last year, Cov, Sunderland, Luton.
Yeah.
This year it's much stronger.
Rightio, Tom, we'll let you get back to your grass levelling technician job.
Thank you. Reedy, if you ever want to do some hard graft, come and work with me for a day.
Oh, he's got dishwashing hands.
I do enough of that with Phil, mate. So I'll let you
hard work, sitting behind a computer going.
Yes, mate.
He's going to make Phil's tea every day, I suppose.
And eat 4 Weetabix every day as well. All right then, Tom, we shall see you later.
We don't all do this, Jamie.
I don't. I actually do this all day.
Yeah, and then put it on your mouth.
Not in mine. All right then, Chris, we shall speak to you later, pal. Be good. Cheers for joining this morning. Thank you. Oh, sorry, Chris, I cut you off before you had a chance to say bye. Sorry, pal.
All right, no worries.
There you go. There. So that's better. You've had a chance to say bye. See you later, mate. Rightio, Reedy. Ain't it boring without no proper football to talk about? It's rubbish, isn't it? It really is.
Well, at least we get to watch other teams now and see how they do.
I keep looking out the window because it looks like it's going to absolutely hammer it down at the minute.
It's been quite nice in England the last few weeks, mate. So
it's been pretty good this week, but then today, on probably what's going to be our second busiest day this year, it looks like it's going to bloody rain. Norwich Southampton final. Mark Lowe from out in sunny Australia in Melbourne, up the Foxes. Mickey Rook. Does the team that win the playoffs get more money than... No, it's just the TV, right? It's just made out to be the biggest game in the world, isn't it? For monetary reasons, because teams finishing in 3rd or even team finishing in 6th place, it's more TV money and sponsorship money to get. That's what it is. There's no money. I think you only get... I'm not sure how much you get for winning, Reed. It's not a lot, is it? But actually coming first in the Championship, it's not an awful lot of money.
Don't you get... Isn't it the... 100,000 for is that when you go down? Or was it, I think it's when you go up as well, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
100 million going up and
going
down.
100,000.
Yeah, 100 million.
Yeah, but that's all like TV rights and stuff like that. That's what all that's malarkey. You don't get that just for going up.
Yeah.
But it's not like the Premier League where it's something like 2.5 million each
position.
Yeah.
No,
anyway, Reedy, we shall see you again next week.
Yes, see you in a bit.
If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window, pal.
Yes, you will.
See you later, mate. Be good. There we go. Everyone, thanks for watching from out in sunny Cyprus, out in red hot Australia. Oh, it's not quite hot in Australia. It's their winter now, isn't it, in Australia? But much appreciated. Adrian, suitcases coming out of the loft today. See you on Friday. Oh, yes, Adrian, I forgot. I've got you a rhubarb gin and ginger for you. Plenty of that for you and your lovely wife. We shall see you all later. It's been very fresh in Melbourne. Yeah, it's your winter over there, isn't it? Or it's about the start of your winter over there. Much appreciated. once again. Chaps just done it. 250 grand for the winner. And Pete, that's staying about 500 yards away from me, says it's raining. Oh, it's raining Alcudia. I hope it's not. Hold on 1 second. No, it's not quite raining yet, but we're nearly there. Mark Lowe, there we go. Magic, looking forward to it. That's Adrian. We shall see you next week, lads and lasses. Much appreciated. Thank you for getting up that extra half hour early. Really appreciate it. Ciao, ciao. Adios. Goodbye. Arrivederci. There goes the final whistle. Come on, you foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, Everod's, Barlow Blinds, Poker Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Distillers Direct, Hologram, Take Me, Nubian Cow, The Fox's Arms and Rainbows. Run by the fans, for the fans. Follow us on socials at Leicester Fan TV and visit leicesterfantv.com for all the latest news, views and videos.